This video is brought to you by Cluster Fix. Today we're talking about the Land Rover Range Rovers, LR2s, LR3s. This is a 2007 LR3, and we're going to demonstrate how to remove the instrument cluster and describe some of the problems these have. These from 05 to 09, that series, they're pretty well known for having problems that involve the cluster shutting off, the screens going blank, HDC messages coming up, multiple warning lights, codes for no communication with the scan tool, no communication with the cluster to the scan tool. You'll have hazard lights that turn on by themselves. You'll have door locks that unlock and lock by themselves. Your HVAC may be going on and off. You'll have other things in the vehicle as well that are not working as they should, and sometimes when the problem occurs, the car will not restart or not start, so you have a starting problem. And this can be related to problems inside the cluster as well as other areas, but the cluster is a very common area. You'll lose medium and high-speed CAN bus in there, so your serial data communication will stop at the cluster, so some of the modules downstream of that will not work. The vehicles are complex because there's so many modules and things that can go wrong. There's sunroof drains that can block and leak coolant, or not coolant, but water on the other side of the pillar and corrode the wiring down there. There's brake light switch issues that can have problems. But there's multiple things, but you can find out more by following the link to our website and see some of the, in detail, some of the problems we explain. But to take these clusters out, the trim sits in there pretty tight. We just had this one out and repaired it, but really there's not a lot of work involved in getting the clusters out. Having a trim tool, something like this, a non-marring plastic trim tool, is good to have. And a Torx socket or a driver. Socket allows you to get into the tight places. You'll need a 25 Torx and a 27. You can kind of get away with a 25 on both of them, but the 25 is for 2 small screws, 27 is for 2 cluster screws that hold that cluster in. So this one's kind of sitting loose, so we don't have to pop it all out again, but we'll kind of demonstrate how to take it out. So if you're going to send it in for repairs, you can do that. But first of all, take your trim tool and you'll pop the little trim pieces off right here. You might be able to do it with your fingers, okay? You'll find sometimes the little clips will fall out and go back inside your dash, so you'll have to fish them out. But there's those 2 clips holding that on. You've got the other side. You've got 4 clips holding that on. So you got that out of the way. You can take this knee bolster off. This just has 2 clips, pretty easy. You can pop that out, and it's just got these latches that kind of fit down in place in there. So then it's always easier to drop the steering column, but before we do, there are 2 small screws right down on each side of this piece right here. This is a steering column shroud, and this is clipped in, so there's 1 clip there, 1 clip on the other side. You can pop that out and pull this over like that, and that gives you more room. So then once you got this loose, there's a piece of trim right here that actually has clips that fit down inside of the cluster, so you can pop that out and pull that. I'm making it look a little easier than it might be for you, just because I already had it out. So there's these tangs fit inside of the cluster, and there are going to be 2 screws right down in here. So there's going to be 1 there and 1 down over there. So that's these 27 Torx screws. So those are on each side, just 2. And after you got those out, you can manipulate this. This can come apart and everything, and get that out of the way so you can get down and get to those screws. And I already got these out. So the next thing is there are 2 clips on the top side of the cluster. So to get that out, you can take your pry tool and just kind of pop just like that. And I just popped it loose from the top. And once you got this loose, like I said, I put the steering column all the way down so I can get to it. And I kind of roll this thing out of here. And there's plenty of room on the wiring harness, so you can pull this out and disengage the wiring harness. And to do that, real easy, there's a little tang right here. That's a locking tab. You push that down, you pull that over and pop it out. So now you have the cluster in your hand. So if you need to get this serviced, you can contact us, visit the link to our website. This is something we do a lot of, and many repairs that are involved in these, getting these working and functioning again for you. And if you have any questions on the repair, like I said, visit our website or call 509-366-9009. Thank you.